afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Psych Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Kholodny Ferma. Picture the setting. It's Operation Bag Ration. It's in full swing. The German army's being utterly crushed. Well, Army Group Center is by the Russian army. Here, Jesulin charging forwards from the Netherlands. The Rodina, having already encircled elements of the 78th Sturm Grenadier Division, surrounding poor Hauptmann Vonivan here with his elements of the 78th, mostly elements of the Pioneer Company, forced to break out and make their way back to German lines, which could be who knows how far away. And we got here an interesting choice. We got close air support here from Vonivan versus Jesulin with a much more conservative, though not quite as popular as lately, Guard Rifle combined arms, still potent, with lots of Guards, bulletins, and penal troopers. Double engineers versus double pioneers. Both sides they were able to grab more territory in the early game. Noting no machine guns here for Vonivan, just grenadiers. Grenadiere. And close air support. I really haven't seen that doctrine in quite some time. After it got nerfed, it just completely dropped off the radar, though, of course. Before the nerf, it was just very abusable. And was honestly not very exciting to see once you saw it for like the 100th time, trust me. It was not exciting at all. We got grenades up in this here. First engagement, Kar-90Ks was the most nagging out rifle. Shots been fired back and forth here. Vonivan backs off rather than trying to waste time here. And well, pretty inexpensive unit with his 204 manpower grenadiers, but looks like he's going to try and bait Jesulin sort of sneaking out and then get some shots out, but it's not quite working out there. Penal troops here arriving for Jesulin. Strafniki, which indicates he's not going to go for the sight machine guns most likely. So he's basically going for the doctrine for possibly everything else but the sight machine guns. In this regard, Guard Rifle sort of falls more like he'd say going for conscripts would probably be a bit weird. He'd gone for penal troopers and a lot of them. Well, maybe not actually if he used rapid conscription. I've seen some players months ago use that tactic or strategy. They get a lot of penal troopers and rapid conscription and then turn the penal troopers into conscripts to support the penal troopers. But in this case, though, Jesulin's more likely to go for a lot of penal troopers than support them with guardsmen, opening up for a lot of firepower. The war elite Volunteers for Vonivan is finding himself being slowly ground down possibly here, but we'll see how it goes. So far, 3 Grenadier squads, 2 Pioneers. No machine guns here for Vonivan, making it harder for him to contain Jesulin's penal troopers. That's going to be a bit of a unique challenge here. Vonivan's going to force it to either concentrate his Grenadiers, which means Jesulin can hit him everywhere else, or he's going to lose some engagements. Or he's going to have to take up really fast like he's doing here and push for some Panzer Grenadiers or light vehicles to that way try and fight the penal troopers here from Jesulin. And the 3rd Mechanized Corps. We got Telemans being tossed down here, anticipating any sort of movements there from Jesulin. He's going to try and make it hard for Jesulin to about his vehicles, catching his Scout Cars or T-70s or whatever it's Jesulin might try and float Vonivan. Vonivan going on to the defensive here, possibly due to the pressure on the penal troopers. Right now could actually probably force an engagement here and win it, but nope, there we go, pulls off. But first, as Jesulin moves towards the cuff point here, Grenadiers doubling back to try and contain here Jesulin's harried advance, and there you go, charging here. We got flamethrowers up as well. Grenadiers seeing the penals up close, but the flamethrower here, the Grenadiers are in a lot of trouble. Then again, the penals are being absolutely focused down here. Good prioritization there, I think, by Vonivan. And then he can focus on these, in fact, get out of cover to focus on things. He's actually trying to get a wipe. The other Grenadiers putting southwards to try and support the Pioneers, but the Pioneers need to retreat. More penals from the way there for Jesulin. Grenadiers probably need to retreat and heal up. They are already in a pretty terrible state. There we go, rifle grenade, and there we go. Of course, tells Jesulin that Vonivan is going for a very fast tech here, since rifle grenades are only really sort of available with the tier 1 or tier 2 technically actually. Grenadiers need to reinforce, get moving. The north front be secured. Back here, Grenadiers being engaged with penal troopers and engineers. Quite a bad engagement there for Vonivan. He's going to have to retreat soon. And we got the like to make a nice company going up here for Vonivan. And he's sending in the Grenadiers already depleted. Vonivan knows no mercy for his men. No respite. But Herr Hauptmann, we don't feel so good. Well, you're going to feel a lot worse with the Russian boot up your ass. So get moving, or you'll taste mine boot up your ass as well. So there we go. Like to make a nice company up to the 2 on the way here for Vonivan. 78th Sturm Grenadier Division, while was well equipped by German Infantry Division standard, was not quite equipped with 2-2s. They did, though, have a lot of light machine guns, even heavy mortars, which compared with regular Infantry Division was quite above the norm, plus had a full Stug brigade attached to them. As another fun fact. Medic bunker up to the 2 almost done. Pioneers saying northwards here. Aggressive pressure going on between both sides. One to tank rifles on the way. Again, Jesulin here knowing what Vonivan's going for, is going for obviously some of the more easier counts can get right away, which is going to be anti-tank rifles. They're not going to obviously just immediately stop with 2-2, but it's going to force Vonivan to be more careful with this 2-2. And particularly in the house, it's going to make it difficult to use the scout car here because the 2-2 is not really good versus units in buildings. So this is pretty much going to be a no-go zone here, and that's probably what Jesulin is aiming for. Of course, it does mean he risks losing control of the fuel point to the other victory points. Unless Vonivan decides he just wants to bash his head in here, for the door, essentially, instead of just trying to play around. We'll see what it ends up with here. Pions being pursued here by the 2-2, the Leichte Panzer's Bewagen. Coming up there with a vicious clean. There you go. Pions was spotted. Going to take fire as well here. Also noting barbed wire, make it harder for Vonivan to gain any foothold. Up north, not much going on there. I do think he'd be better off trying to send the 2-2 north, which was main support. This is much better 2-2 territory than here, where there's a lot harder, less room, I think, for the armoured car to maneuver there. Vonivan going for another 2-2. I mean, he's clearly planning something here using close air support and then light vehicles. I mean, he could be planning something with the supply drop zone to supply him, say, with a lot of fuel, and then push ahead with tech, relying on the 2-2s, and then sort of absorb a lot of the firepower for the Grenadiers, allowing to get away with it. Otherwise, sort of mid-level infantry build there, but so far no machine guns to back it up. That's probably the more dangerous part, particularly versus Peon Troopers. The lack of machine guns does make things a bit more risky for Vonivan. There we go, gasping out here for Jesulin. 3 Peon Troopers into a guard squad. I mean, Vonivan would benefit from some Panzergrenadiere, but I mean, it's a bit difficult to say because this is pretty much a highly unorthodox strategy for Vonivan, so I can pretty much only speculate on the direction to go on, and of course come on recommendation. I mean, Panzergrenadiers tend to be a pretty good choice, in my opinion. Particularly have a bit of ambush camouflage for them, though obviously close air support has none of that. It has lots of air support, but no ambush. So a lot of territory that being secured. We got a half check on the way there. Could be through mobilise his Grenadiers, mechanise them, give them support and reinforcement, allowing to maintain a more aggressive posture. Or we could imagine he's going for more the conservative choice, just going for the flamethrower upgrade on them. I mean, it's still giving just a massive sort of mobile strike force there, which, I mean, even with all these anti-tank rifles, Jesulin will struggle a bit against. But there you go, aggressive harassment up north. There you go, but he's losing the south there to another push from Jesulin. Pioneer's about to get wiped out by the Guardsmen. The DP light machine guns is causing horrific damage to the Pioneers, and there you go, wiped, kaput. Catching the anti-tank penalty was hit. Yes, Vonivan here might in fact go for what he's going for it. Managing both 2-2s of the path, so not going in his favour, but he's going for it. I think he's going to try and get a wipe here on Jesulin's penal troopers inside of his own base. Vonivan, the madman. Sometimes, madness does lead to greater things, like wiping out your opponent's penal trooper squad. So really nice work there by Vonivan. A driven motorized assault in there, go in Grenadiers with half-track support pushing back the Engineers. Note the 78th Storm Grenadier Division, but not access to the flank for half-track either, over half-track regularly. It was essentially sort of an experimental assault division. So it's tried some stuff there, heavily equipped, I believe. More Pioneers when they're for now to prepare stuff, because he lost the Pioneer squad. Guard squad they're pursuing the half-track, needs to fall back with that one quickly. And Grenadiers also need to fall back. But still he's harassing here. Jesulin is slowing down Jesulin's tech, though Jesulin has been able to secure a lot of fuel, even then. Whatever edge he can get, of course, is good. In particular, since he's been spending a lot of fuel himself. I mean, that's about 90 fuel. That is a lot of fuel. That's essentially, tier 3 there in terms of fuel. So Vonivan's going to have to make all of these light vehicles count, and count hard. And there we go. He's trying to convert basically all the light vehicles, but drawing a lot of fire. They'll be taking most of the damage in this in some ways for the infantry. And of course, they don't have to reinforce it, just need to be fixed, meaning in that regard, Vonivan's trying to use basically the light vehicles to preserve manpower, allowing to expend the fuel then to take out faster. And then sort of, push for either tier 3 or tier 4. More likely tier 3 though. We'll see what ends up with it for Vonivan. And of course, the interesting thing is, can Jesulin get a full read on this strategy? And obviously, again, he's seen the fuel drops, so he's probably figuring something's going to happen that's going to involve a rush. So, how will Jesulin react to this? Of course, if he sees this and isn't, preoccupied, but this is Jesulin. I'd be surprised he wasn't paying attention. So yeah, lots of fuel being dropped there. Lots and lots of fuel. Was a common German tactic, in fact. drop down fuel supplies to other units that are beleaguered, or even units that just, pulled so far ahead of the frontline units, the logistics couldn't keep up for, well, different reasons. In many cases, for example, during Operation Bar, but also simply because of the fact the mud basically wrecked their trucks, and they didn't have trains in a lot of cases because they had secured the proper railways, so they had to rely on air supply to basically, keep the columns moving. Ooh, Tellermine went off, almost wiping the entire penal troop escort there. Sadly, Vonivan can't quite get a wipe there, but it would have been amazing for him if it had. Terrible for Jesulin. Jesulin laying up mines. I mean, he's getting a read here on Vonivan's strategy. Of course, one counter to light vehicles is mines. Lots of mines. Light vehicles rely a lot on speed and mobility. And mines, well, they pretty much deprive the light vehicles of that. So, good read here, I think, by Jesulin. Good response. Vonivan there, he's just dropping down loads of fuel. I mean, that's about 100 fuel just here. Up north here, someone's reporting they're the best. I'm not entirely sure why. We are the best. Jürgen, you're stuck. We are the best at getting stuck. That's not something to be proud of, Jürgen. Pioneers standing about here, and others standing about, and we got the take there for Vonivan. I mean, just got a lot of fuel in one moment, and basically just enough to take up, and then on top of that, just go for support and then probably pull out a Panzer IV or something like that. Guardsmen up in the Grenadiers here, noting due to everything else, Vonivan has actually not upgraded his Grenadiers for light machine guns, which would be helpful here. In particular, as Jesulin's putting up not one but two guard squads here, which of course means one to tank rifles, but also DP light machine guns, which is definitely a bigger threat here to Vonivan's infantry. There you go, good hit though from the S-6M here on the flame for a half track. Almost taken out there. And, ooh, that was a close one, but he does escape. Need to be careful here. Having these fighting those engineers there, falling back with light vehicles. Penal troopers charging it instead. Shoot the fascists! No, really? Who else was they gonna shoot? You? Well, maybe. And oh, the S-6 actually snagged poor Fritz. Great luck there for Jesulin, and there you go, whapping the Grenadiers for now. Now there's just two Grenadier squads of, I'd say, rather low infantry count. But obviously with his fast tech, he's not going to be replacing them anytime soon, though he really should. 2-2 doing damage here to the penal troopers, second 2-2 moving up as well. Auto cannon fire and cracks machine gun fire, unleashing hell upon the unfortunate bastards. There the F-6 moving up, shoots, penetrates easily the 2-2's armour. They were not exactly heavily armoured. And up here, Grenadiers finding out the guardsmen, no light machine guns there. Not much action up in the north here from Vonivan. He needs to keep, I think, a bit of pressure there. But there goes the Palmer up, and he can then push for Panzer IV. You go for Austrians, you go for Stugs. I'd probably recommend Panzer IV series in the deck. The F-6 is pretty good in the infantry, in particular with the machine gun. It really does well as an infantry, so, that'd be a good choice. I mean, the Austrian also does well as an infantry, but in some ways I do feel like the Panzer IV just performs better. It's also just tougher, which also has its advantages. But we'll see what it ends up with here. I mean, Vonivan's already just basically so off the beaten track as he wants to be, so I mean, Austrians could work. They might in fact catch Jesulin a bit off guard, though technically the Austrian will struggle with the S-6M. Unless he basically manages to surprise it, surrounded with the 2-2s and the Austrian, in which case he can just brute force it to death with autocannon and anti-aircraft cannon fire. And there you go, find some light machines up for the Grenadiers. Again, just down to two Grenadier squads. I don't feel that is long-term healthy there for Vonivan. And the 78th Storm Grenadier Division. Down the south, vehicles more or less good to go. Flak Panzer almost down there for Vonivan. For the fatherland. F-6M shoots, and good hit there. Grenadier obliterated. Shattered. Good, two almost done. And there you go, Black Panzer arriving. The Ostwind. Strafniki being absolutely pounded here by the 2-2s. And we got the Flak Panzer joining in as well. An absolute cacophony of death. It's just all of these high rate of fire autocannons just unleash everything upon them. And he's rushing the 2 H-6 with it. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Vonivan's lost it. No. Veers off here just in the nick of time. He fooled Jesulin then. Jesulin's just panicking with the H-6, actually drawing away from all the light vehicles lying the Austrian about to fire at the guardsman. 2-2 down, but oh, he gets a wipe, annihilating one of Jesulin's two guard squads. I mean, the only way this could have been worse for Jesulin to drop both light machine guns and for Vonivan's Grenadiers of Pioneers to pick up, but still, that's a nasty wipe. In that regard, I mean, losing a 2-2 for that, plus pushing away from the front, is not half bad. And he's going for double Austrians. Vonivan here, clearly emboldened by the first wipe from the Austrian, is going to commit to more Austrians. And we got strafing around here to try to stall here for Jesulin pushing ahead. The Luftwaffe strikes pinned down most of Jesulin's forces, in fact, on the spot. Clearly, this breakthrough is getting support from the Luftwaffe somehow. Flak panzer needs to be repaired here. Second flak panzer almost done. I still think Vonivan benefit a ton from infantry, but that's just me. Still, big 2 points wide, so I'll take a bit more focus on that again, more in the north. He does risk, bleeding out there. F-6 shoots Rex to cover the least attempts to. There you go, Pims are being scorched, the entire side of the house just catches on fire. And looks like he's going to be able to survive here with a flame for a half tank. For now, we got a bit too bow there. There you go. He's going to try and make an opportunity to bypass the H-60 of the Austrian and the 2-2. Taking it out. There he goes. Got down to half health. The 2-2 and the Austrian doing heavy damage to the assault gun. We got take there for Jesulin, the mechanized armor company. The T-34-76 is on the way, but the H-6 is going to go down first here. And there we go. He guarded using the Austrian and the 2-2 there. Well played by Vonivan. Boldly. Pure cheeky breaky. Comes under fire. And there you go. Right in front of the Austrian. Bunching up there. More casualties piling up. The butcher's bill is steep. And there we go. Butcher Wuppertal is in business. Guards are being slaughtered. This is a complete mess here for Jesulin. He's basically now riding all of his hopes, I think, on the T-34-76, completely catching Vonivan, guarding, just shattering him. Deep lock, machine gun drop, Guardsman almost rocked. There you go, T-34-76 to the rescue for Jesulin and the 3rd Mechanized Corps. Points being cut across the entire front, cut-off points being hit. No mines for Vonivan, so the chance of hitting mines and doing some nasty damage. Plus, he's got no real counter to the T-34s. He can stall it with the Austrians and the Panzerfaust, but he's got nothing to critically stop it. He's going to have to go for Stug. I'd still say some infantry. There you go. Pioneers in the mine right from the T-34-76. Oh, this is nuts. But it's a good kind of nuts. It's pistachio nuts. Or roasted almonds nuts. Anyways. The light machine gun is just shredding the Stufniki as they're desperately trying to grab the centre victory point to raise the flag of the motherland once more. But the German army is having absolutely none of that. And there goes Sturmgeschütz on the way there for Vonivan. Pioneer on the way to help repair his flak panzer fleet, which has, suffered quite a bit of flak. Up north, victory points been secured by some diligent pioneers. Sturmgeschütz is slowly approaching the front line, but only very slowly. More pioneers from there for Vonivan. Should still go for some grenadiers, though of course more pioneers for this kind of vehicle fleet is going to be very good to help repair them faster. I mean, the faster Vonivan can do it, the better. As for Jesulin, needs to replace, well, everything, the infantry and so on there. So like, he just needs to begin pumping out replacements for everything. Comrade, what's wrong? What do you need replacements for? Everything. Everything. I lost everything. Sending more of everything. Now. Fixing up the Flak Panzer, Sturmgeschütz 3 Austrian arriving there for Vonivan. And the same day Sturmgrenadier Grenadiers need to retreat. Pin up machine on the way for the Sturmgeschütz. Sehr gut, sehr gut. First Flak Panzer is fixed. 2-2 helping spawning for the Stug, also very good. He's looking for mines to buy. Jesulin's clearly getting a bit paranoid there, but Vonivan could be doing. He's clearly getting a bit paranoid. Pilms was going up in the house there, Osman running up, catching engineers out in the open. Pushing northwards again. He hasn't actually grabbed the southern victory point, which should be easily done actually. Flak Panzer firing away. Got the T-34 coming. Osman needs to fall back. There goes Stug shoots. Bit of attack around here, and you can't directly see it. So Obviously took some bit longer to get a shot fired off, and there you go, second Flak Panzer Gefechtsbereit. And we got more guards from out here for Jesulin to replace the ones who heroically gave their life for the motherland. And go Strafnik up north, push back here by the Flak Panzer. I think he's trying to wreck the house, he's looking for mines for the Flak Panzer. Companies need to care for the guards from opening up, and they're veteran 2 by the way. And we got here air support in from Jesulin. But worth keeping in mind, he's sending in air support versus an area with double Austrians and a 222. I mean, normally I'd say Austrians aren't great at it, but if you got that many, they should probably do the trick. There we go, one down already. I mean, that is some serious flak. There we go, both aircraft down, they did not last long. Jesulin's going to have to explain himself to Red Army Aviation about that one. Comrade, you send in aircraft into heavy flak. Are you dumb? Maybe? Anyway, Stuk, there was a guardsman, Flak Panzer moving up. Still, the rest of Jesulin's force composition is still looking awkward. The infantry element is very weak. I mean, he's got one gun in his squad, and soon 4 pioneers, and 2 Austrians, and soon 2 Stuks. I mean, in some ways this is pretty pertinent. In some ways, I do feel like it's highly risky. But, you know, high risk doesn't mean it's bad. It just means if something goes wrong, it goes very wrong. And it can easily go very wrong. But we got the issue from the Jesulin to help counter the Stuks and the Austrians and all that. Better range here. Can fire from out the Stuks range, which of course is a great big boon there for Jesulin. In particular, if Vonivan goes for more Stuks, which, I mean, most players, if they go for the Stuks, they tend to go for more than one anyways. Other Austrian there promoted as well to Veteran 1. Second Stuk out here for Vonivan. We got 2 Stuks, 2 Austrians. 4 pioneers, 1 Grenadier. I mean, this is definitely not a force composition I've seen in, well, ages. But double Stuks, double Austrian is actually pretty potent if you know how to handle it. That can be a bit the trick here. But well handled, it can actually apply a lot of harm to your opponents. He's going for munitions drop here, and obviously probably to fuel more stuff here, but I do think you should be prioritizing first more infantry before beginning the munitions drop now. We got there. Stuka bombing strike ready now besides the anti-tank strafe and the anti-infantry strafe. Austrian Stuk falling back in the face of the issue 5, snapping away there at Vonivan's armored pool. Got peons coming up, 2 Stuks opening up, Stuk they're not upgrading the machine gun. Half 8 to 52 on 1 Flak Panzer. And Jesulin here successfully creeps ahead there once Vonivan's forced to fall back here from the front line, since he's got no easy way of dealing with the issue 5 with all the support he's got. Bring up the Flak Panzer there. There we go, landing some very good hits. We got the T-44 moving up. Flak Panzer about to go down, which would be pretty bad if Vonivan there go Blitzkrieg. Shot bounced, and we got a Stuka bomb drop in the center. Doesn't actually do a lot, it's just a waste of munitions. I mean, it stole some grabbing the victory point for a bit, but I don't think that's worth 200. I do not. S1's been able to cover the flank there. Interesting move there. Interesting move. Is Vonivan planning attack here? No. More Grenadiers still think would be great, and there goes Stuk Austrian moving ahead, other Stuk hanging about here. There you go, Gaspman, H5 versus Stuk and 222. Vonivan finds himself a bit in the defensive here, he's starting to push through. Jesulin was going for another guard squad, pushing up to 3, and there goes Stuk rushes the H35, getting Veterans 1 targeted, punches opposite in the Vega, we got T-44 flanking in. Need to be careful there, need to be careful. Down to half health, but the ultra risk using the Stuk here. Still, fast maneuvering does do the job. You can see Jesulin's force fall back here under Vonivan's Sturm Assault. It is Sturm. But there you go, Flak Panzer close victory. We got a third Stug on the way there for Vonivan. First horseman good to go again. Needs to get that one to the front line quickly. He needs to get everything else fixed up. And I really think he should go for some more infantry. Or at least some machine guns to uphold parts of the front line there against Jesulin's infantry. You got airstrike called in here once more. The Luftwaffe moves into support here. The League gets 78th. Or at least parts of it. The Kampfgruppe Schutz. He's not really doing a lot in the north though. I do think he should at least sneak up some power. He needs to do a bit of light harassment there versus Jesulin. I think that could do for now some good. And go third Sturmgeschütz. He's definitely got a large armor pool and Jesulin there, and Jesulin's got the infantry advantage. More munitions being dropped in, not more infantry for Vonivan. Guardsmen came from the south. Penals was occupying the church, got the Stugs opening up there. Just trying to before falling back. What could Jesulin be setting up for though? Now T-44 initiative 5, or is he planning a KV-1 tank? Would be an interesting choice was all these Stugs. Ostman defend the south here, very, very close to it, and the 2 taking hits from the gun being surrounded by 2 squads. And about there we go, Veteran 2 gained. High rate of fire. Wunderbar. Unless you're the Russian infantry, in which case it's a bit of Sukabriat. Stug's almost good to go. And another bomb drop. Looks like he's aiming for the church. I don't feel like he's making a bit drop. It's usually the best sort of time for these is usually when there's a lot of other things going on, at which point suddenly adding in, something like a Stuka bomb drop can be quite distressing and sort of land, more micromanagement. Plus in the heat of the battle it can be much harder for the opponent to decipher where exactly is it landing compared to now. All nice and quiet. It's much easier just to easily locate what's going to happen and then deal with it. So I do feel like that was just a waste of munitions and manpower again. Like, he should go for more infantry right now. Panzergrenadiers I think are pretty good. Panzergrenadiere. Jesulin's K1 tank though is halfway done. Trying to 8 versus 40-35. Black Panzer's moving out versus the Guardsman. There we go, double Ostman connected to do quite a bit of damage. Used correctly. Got a bit of shooting up north here from the Ace 222 with 19 kills. Pretty good use of the 222 by Vonivan. There we go, K1 heavy tank out here for Jesulin. I mean, overall the Russians generally used what they had in the arsenal until they had no more left of it in a lot of situations. I mean, they usually not, of course, be sent to the best units, but usually some other unit then get like whatever was left in the arsenal. So even stuff like K1s could have been used quite far into the war. Even if production, of course, was still to the KB85 and then later on, the IS series. Though the KB85 with this 1944 for with a much more common sight than the KB1. T-44 coming up, there you go, double Austin's in with the gears quite drastically, almost wiping out the entire lot in a single volley. Stug's hanging back here. What is Vonivan planning here? What is he planning? He's dropping in so much munitions though. Lost a Pioneer squad though. He does need to be careful. Garden versus Flak Panzer. Going up the 2-2 to spot for the Stugs rolling in. He's going for the T-44 6. Half health. air support called in here, and the tank strafe misses though, misses. Half tank on the way there for Jesulin. He now wants to actually counter all of Vonivan's air support. Indicator is actually quite effective for him. I mean, if your opponent actually goes for an anti-aircraft attack or anti-aircraft vehicle to try and stop some of all the air support you're lobbing at him, it's having an effect. You do not see Cert play in a lot of cases going for it, so you know it's clearly doing some good here for Vonivan. And that's basically manpower, munitions, and fuel that's not going towards something more directly engages infantry, but just specifically to try and stop his air support. I mean, he can't go for infantry, but the way he's moving around close to the Stooks and Offspins, I don't think the half is going to find much luck there. Quick sneak assault there by Jesulin to the south. Vonivan those men to extend the front line a bit again here, though I would say quite a cost, and he's still really short on infantry. Both flak panzers are veteran too. Very nice there for Vonivan. He's going for a third one, no. Triple Stook, triple Ostrin. I don't actually think I've seen that before. It's on the slightly nutty end of the scale there. Issue 5 though sneaks up, gets good, and the Stook almost takes it out. Very nice work there by Jesulin. 2-2 is the next target there of Jesulin, and the third mechanized Corps Wrath. There we go, we got the half take up. They got being bombarded by flak panzer fire. Heading into the south here with the penal troops. He'll exert influence into the north there. I mean, again, to an extent I can understand why he wants to focus. I mean, it allows him to establish a much shorter front line in some ways, so it's easy to maintain, but even some harassment in the north would do him good because it draw away attention from the centre south that is from his front line and form to defend elsewhere, which again could force Jesulin to have to expend less force trying to capture what's around here or risk losing the north. So I mean, it has some benefits. The aircraft are being shot down. It's calling in air reconnaissance, probably trying to ascertain the situation of Jesulin's forces. And immediately shot down. In that regard, the anti-aircraft tactic I believe is actually more effective than the Ostrin at taking down aircraft. Like things when look at the stats, and basically this anti-aircraft tactic has better stats than the Ostrin. Fun fact. Lost the southern victory point. He wasn't paying attention. Bit of a mistake there, but Vonivan is struggling at harassing his opponent, but Jesulin is doing it easily. And that's definitely a problem here for Vonivan. That's usually not what you want your opponent to be doing easily versus you. Taking your already on victory points. There goes Stook getting into 2. We got 2 victory, 2 Stooks here. K1's going to hit, taking fire there. We got air support called in again, but I mean, into now 3 Ostwins. I don't think that's going to work out quite as well as Jesulin imagined. There you go, hit the Nation 5. Ostwin's almost down. Rushing in with the Stooks with 2 tier for these Nation 5. Almost got it. Almost got it. 2-2 down. There's also a lot of gas, but he's soon forgotten. Got the Nation 5. Need to pull back. He's going to lose his Stook. He's going to lose his Stook. 9. Not the Stooks, he's charging even more. The Stooks, those are heavily damaged, the easy targets. Stook down, I think. Vonivan he's getting a bit turbo eager. He's losing a lot there. He's down to 2 Stooks to Ostwin. 1 Stook's about to go down as well. Jesulin compared to hasn't lost nearly as much there. I think he got baited by Jesulin. He took it hook, line, and sinker. He's lost so much here. I mean, most of his vehicle pools are now destroyed. He's barely got any infantry or any pioneers. Like, this is terrible for Vonivan. This was a absolutely disastrous engagement, a massively effective one there for Jesulin though. I mean, he only really lost an H-85 compared to it. He lost so much more. And he's going to lose even more here now with the almost ace Ostwin. That's going to get torn apart by all the anti-tank rifles. Kaput. Bad news there for Vonivan, down to just 2 Stooks and an Ostwin. And his front line has completely caved in because he had no machine guns, no infantry, nothing to store for them. And basically all of these kind of work for the Stuka bombing strikes, drew away resources from those who need it. There's the front line. And, well, it's time for Vonivan to pay the piper. In this case, a very angry Muscovite. Being swarmed here by Garsman and Penal Troops with a lot of firepower. And these almost wiped out, hitting the dirt. Very good response there by Jesulin. Those Stooks, they have been upgraded machine guns, not bad. But I feel a bit late here now. The situation is really going to switch about again. It's Jesulin to control the map now compared to Vonivan. Not too long ago, we got air reconnaissance out. And again, almost immediately shot down. It's definitely a bit funny. Sturmgeschütz 3 almost fixed up, halfway to veteran fleet. But again, the lack of infantry is going to make it so much harder for Vonivan to push forward. I mean, this is really where you need infantry to make any progress. And again, a pair of Panzer and the squads are going to just soon, I think, can just help Vonivan a lot. And I mean a lot. Instead, now he's very much in the defensive. Victory points are bleeding up, yet he has to be aggressive, and his force composition doesn't quite allow for it anymore. I mean, he doesn't have any infantry, doesn't really have, lots to really push ahead with. Doesn't even say a good Panzer IV to like make some progress there. So right now, I mean, I suppose it's not impossible for Vonivan, but it's going to be pretty difficult. It's going to be very difficult for Vonivan here. Jesulin going for another T-34. Sturmgeschütz moving ahead there. There we go, right into the penal troopers, close range, hiding there. He's going to get anti-tank satchel. Scheiße. Still getting with infantry, he's trying to support here. Next to the machine gun should have a chance there. But again, the lack of infantry, again, yes, had some infantry in first, that would have been better. I mean, in fact, when Stugs generally became parts of more of infantry units, Guderian pretty much sort of decreed that all Stugs were to be supported by usually roughly a platoon of infantry, usually the division's best men, that is infantry division, would have got the Stugs, and they were to be equipped with assault rifles, which would usually give you an idea of how they're supposed to be employed, not charging in blindly first. So definitely not good for Vonivan, not good. He's down to 44. Jesulin, I would say, he is very much in the high seat. He's very much enjoying every advantage he's got. And at this stage, I'm pretty sure Vonivan's got no chance. I mean, basically charging him the Stugs first, not really infantry support, delayed anything there, and I don't really see him winning this now. He's always low on victory points. Like, even if he gets the victory point now, it's just not going to be enough time to then push for another one. Plus, Jesulin's keeping most of his armoured force in reserve, ready to react wherever necessary. I mean, Jesulin's got such a victory point lead, like, he doesn't have to rush against Vonivan anymore. He gets to do this very much at his own pace, at his own leisure. Vonivan has to rush in there, and he's not even doing that. Indicating most likely Vonivan's sort of just giving up here. Anyways, if he's not quite when it's ready, he's just going to load it out, but he's trying to do something. And there we go. That is GG, game over. Loss here for Vonivan. A very interesting fight in many ways. An interesting strategy for Vonivan. Interesting force composition. But again, the lack of infantry, I think long term kind of doomed him. Plus that engagement they got baited into Jesulin to just fighting very poorly there. Did not do him any favours either. I mean, overall, great users of the Doctor. Used every ability, which was nice. I just think, again, he shouldn't have been dropping so much here, and he should have used more infantry sooner then. He can always go on for more support, and also he made one, I think, bigger mistake, which is focus not enough on the north. And I wouldn't say he should make big pushes there, but he's just rash to try and draw away attention from the centre and south victory points and make it easier for now to defend these 2 points. Ryan just allowing Jesulin to focus everything there, and that I think was just made Vonivan's job overall harder. So definitely some room for improvement there, but I would say good play there. But Jesulin, more or less reacted as well. And we could hit to Vonivan, I would say rather avant-garde strategy there, and I think held it pretty well. So good play there by Jesulin. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. And if you'd like to do, consider supporting by pledging on Patreon or donating by PayPal. And of course, in that regard, big thanks to Caleb for pledging on Patreon, supporting the Propagandacast. Big thanks to you, Caleb. This is Imperial Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.